The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
Oh, baby, what's going on? TGIF, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. We're up, we're at it, we're doing our thing on this Friday, man. Man, what a hell of a week. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say. It's been an up and down hell of a week, man. Crazy volatility, crazy stuff, man. Markets are all over the place, man. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. We're all over the place. And, we talk about this a lot. Right now, the markets are just trading off straight news, right? We like to trade off of fundamentals where we can price things in. We can look at things, know what's coming our way, be able to make some decisions positively or negatively on the markets themselves based on fundamentals. But, man, right now, we're just trading on straight news, man. Depending on what news comes out, at what hour, at what time, that's going to dictate the market. But I'll tell you, President Trump gave everybody the biggest alpha that you got all year yesterday. The other day when it came to the pause on tariffs, he gave everybody the biggest alpha you could possibly get as a trader. He came out with a post, told everybody to be calm, right? Chill out. Then he came out with a post that says, hey, time to buy, right? Then 3 hours later, he came out with a post that says, we got a 90-day pause. So, damn, man, he came out with the biggest alpha ever, right? So if you just follow that timeline and invested off of that, man, you would have made a crap ton of money. Because at that time, the market took off. Then the market gave back half of its gains the following day. So, look, this thing has been all over the place, man. These markets are straight volatile. But this is what I was telling you guys. It happens when you trade off of news and not fundamentals, right? If you can't trade off of fundamentals, it's hard to price things in. It's hard to know where you're going. But we're going to get into it on this Friday. We're going to try to figure it out. I'm going to look at some things, tell you guys what I'm doing, and we can talk about it all. Good morning to Junior. Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Good morning, Selmo. How are you, brother? How are you? Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button if you're new here, guys. And turn that bell notification on. We're only 500 subscribers away from 9,000. Let's try to get to 9,000. Let's try to get to 9,000. That's going to be a big feat, for this channel to get to 9,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead. Let's try to push this thing up to 9K. And see what we can do. So go ahead and subscribe with your alt accounts. Go ahead, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your sisters, bring your brothers, bring your cousins, bring everybody over here. Tell them hit that subscribe button. Ken, what's going on? Good morning, good early afternoon to you, brother. How are you? How are you, baby? Trump can't fix everything. Nah, he can't fix everything. He's trying. He's trying to do, he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do. I don't even know what he's trying to do half the time. Half the time it's about this, half the time it's about that. The policies are all over the place. I don't even know what he's trying to do. But the only thing I know is that we're trading off of news and not fundamentals. And that's a dangerous place to be. But he can't fix everything somewhat. Yeah, you look at education. Education's terrible. Healthcare's terrible. The economy right now is in an up and down swing. It's a whipsaw, as they like to call it in the stock world. We're in a whipsaw right now. We whip up, whip down, whip back up, whip down. It's too hard to fix. We got bad trade policies. We got a tremendous deficit. Uh, and you're right though. The education system is not good. I mean, hell, they can't even fix the water in Flint. You know what I mean? So it's we're all over the freaking place over here. We don't know what's right. We don't know what's left. We don't know where the hell we're going. And the only thing we can know is that we're just here to make as much money as we possibly can, man. And do what we can, But it would be nice. It would be nice to see some fundamental, some fundamental, some fundamental change right here. Yeah. Chinese just stuck a 125% tariff on the United States goods coming in. Yeah, they did, and it really hasn't affected the market. And the reason why is because once you get to 100%, really everything after that's kind of irrelevant, right? You know what I mean? You go 100% tariff on something, you're basically saying, if it costs you $5 to ship it, it's going to basically cost you $10 to sell it. It's once you get up to the 100%, anything after that's irrelevant. But China's not playing games as well as they shouldn't, and the United States shouldn't play games either. And these two knuckleheads will go at it for a while, and we'll figure out where it lands. But uh, it's one of these things where we just got to see where it goes. But these two knuckleheads will go at it for a while, and hopefully, I don't necessarily think that this is a terrible thing either. Everything that's going on with the United States and China. I don't like the tariffs, how they were rolled out. Let's get that clear. I don't like how the sausage is being made. But I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing for the United States and China to go back and forth like this. And But the way that the tariffs were rolled out on everybody else, all the rest of the countries, I think we could have did a little bit better of a job with that. And now we're in a 90-day holding period, right? So what's going to happen in 90 days? Do we even make it to 90 days? That's the question, right? With the administration that we have right now, do we even make it to 90 days, or does something happen before the 90 days that makes the market go up and down and whipsaw, right? But I don't necessarily think that tariffs on China are bad. China's threatening to throw $1.3 trillion of mortgage-backed securities that they own into the market, to the United States market, which will pretty much dump the housing market, and whatever, man. Houses are overvalued in the United States here between 15 and 30% in most markets, 50% in some. So if they dump $1.3 trillion of mortgage-backed securities into the market and housing prices come down a little bit, is that a bad thing? Probably not. American people kind of need a little bit of relief from that. They've been dumping their bonds, which is I keep saying New York State, which is the United States debt, back into the market. I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing either. They own a little bit too much of the United States debt. So for them to be dumping it in the bond market, whatever, man. Do what you got to do. Uh, your what you own in the United States debt will continue to decrease as you dump your bonds, and it's all good, man. Yeah, I don't particularly care. Really, to tell you the truth. Heat, smash the like button. Yeah, smash that like button, y'all. Come on. Uh, yes, Heat, smash that like button. I like it, man. But like I said, I'm not terribly upset with what's going on right now with China. I think that we can, the trade deals are pretty bad over there, anyways. Uh, but yeah, we all tired, baby. This market got a whipsaw, baby. We're going all over the place, man. Uh, yeah, Apparently, all right. This market up and down. Yo, this is like a roller coaster. Heat. This market is like a roller coaster. It's up, it's down, it's up, it's down, it's up and down. But here's the thing: is like if you play it right, and we'll get into a little bit of that. If you play it right, you're gonna be just fine. Uh, it's fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's a freaking blast, Junior. Yeah, it's a blast, brother. We're just having a blast over here riding this whipsaw up and down, right? Yeah. Oh man. But you got to look at it for what it is, man. Like I said, I don't like how the sausage is being made, to tell you the truth. But like I said, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at what's going on with the United States and China. I'm really not. When you look at what it is, and we can get down into a little bit of this conversation. The NAFTA deal that was signed, I believe it was by Clinton. He basically pimped out the United States manufacturing. Is basically what happened with NAFTA. Basically sold the United States manufacturing to the lowest bidder, and that's who could produce the lowest labor. And that was the beginning of all this. And you start to hear reports now that China was kind of gearing up for this tariff war long ago. They knew it was coming. They knew that deal wasn't favorable. They knew that somebody was going to come into office and not bend the knee to them, and this was gonna go down. This was gonna go down. It was gonna go down pretty rough. So you just needed somebody. You just needed somebody in there who understood math, right? And knew that that these things were getting taken advantage of. But these things started way back when NAFTA was signed, way back when the United States decided to pimp out its labor and sell it to the countries with the cheapest, pimp out its manufacturing and sell it to the people with the cheapest labor. And that was the beginning. That was the beginning of all of this. And that stretches administration after administration after administration. Whether you're Republic, whether you're Democrat, doesn't matter. Everybody's guilty of it. Everybody pimped out the United States manufacturing. And at the end of the day, when you do stuff like that, this is kind of where you end up. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And here we are, you know. So, it is what it is, you know. You know. Barry, what's going on? Yeah, you ain't lying. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, but buy. Yeah, I think so. It's a matter of what you're buying, though. You got to be careful what you're buying, and that's why we're here. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it. But that this really what's going on. Really, this tariff war, right? Is really between the United States and China. Everybody else is just collateral damage, right? Everybody else just collateral damage. That's why the pause itself wasn't, I mean, it sprung the markets to the top side, but we'll get into some of how the markets, it sprung it to the top side, but the markets aren't 100% convinced yet that we're in good standing, and we'll get into, and I'll show you some charts, and I'll tell you why. Uh, keep your eye on on the good. Yeah, keep your eye on the good stuff, guys, and keep your eye on the prize, right? Don't get shaken out. You know what I mean? But what's going on? What's going on? Good morning, Elmo is in the building. Everybody, check out Elmo, the OG of OGs. But yeah, so these tariff wars started long ago, man, and they started with NAFTA. The United States, I mean, they pimped out their manufacturing, right? That's what they did. They pimped it out to the lowest bidder, who could make the products the cheapest, and that's what they did. And then they signed a bunch of bad trade deals, specifically with China, and it's time to pay the bill, man. And at the end of the day, like, China knew this was coming. They've been gearing up for this. We're the biggest consumer nation going up against the biggest producing nation. So who's going to win, right? I have my own theory on that. I think that when you're one of the biggest producing nations, the majority of your income comes from exports, right? And if you take the United States out of the equation as far as exports, it's going to hurt your economy. It's going to hurt your economy because we're the biggest consumer of goods, which is something. It's bad to say for the United States that you're the biggest consumer nation, right? Which means that all you do is buy, 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 buy. You don't really manufacture anything. You don't really manufacture. So then you depend on other nations to do your manufacturing for you, and then you become the biggest consumer nation. Now you have to go up against the biggest producing nation. But I do think that it squeezes China a little bit more than it squeezes the United States because they're it's going to hurt their economy a little bit more. I mean, you're talking jobs, you're talking everything else, you're talking revenues, you're talking a lot of stuff when you start to take the United States out of the equation of where you can ship your product. So, it is what it is. Yeah, we're all slaves, Junior. We're all slaves to the system, right? Anytime you have to pay 60% in the United States, anytime you have to pay 60% of your taxes to the government, to survive, you're a slave. You're a slave to the system. And if you don't work and you're on the system, then you're dependent on the system for everything. Then you become a slave to the system. So, they call the United States the biggest free market, free world, the biggest freedom in the world. But technically, are you really free? You know what I mean? Are you really free? When the majority of your money is going to pay taxes, 60% of everything you make. Yeah, not really, but there you go. There's my rant. So we can go ahead. We can get into it. We can look at this because it is what it is. But there's good stuff that's happening, right? And there's a good way to play this, right? You could literally. This is the biggest downturn in the market since COVID, right? So when you look at it and you look at the markets and you go, oh my God, what should have I do, what should have I done? What should have I done during COVID that I didn't do that could have set me free financially in a different direction? Well, guess what? Here's your second opportunity, right? Here's your second opportunity. You see the Asian markets. I mean, they didn't trade that great, right? You got the European nations. I mean, they're starting to trade a little bit better this morning. When I woke up, they were completely in red. They're starting to come out of this a little bit more. So that means Ken's probably opening up his wallet. He's probably over there dropping money into the market and making this thing move. So, he says he's working, but he's really not working. He's over there dropping money into the market. Then we got the United States markets. They look really good this morning. They look like they're in green. So a question is like, have you found bottom over here, right? Have you found bottom over here in the United States markets? We'll see. It's Friday, right? Bank earnings came out. JP Morgan actually killed their earnings this morning, better than what's expected. But you got to remember, earnings are lagging indicators, right? We're talking about what happened last quarter and not what happened last week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens as Friday moves on. Friday is always a volatile day, but it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good so far. It looks like the European nations are starting to turn around. In their markets are getting a little bit better. In the United States markets look pretty good. The bond market's not looking too hot. It looks like people are running for safety in the bonds, and this is necessarily not a great thing for the United States and their debt, but we'll see. We'll see what's up with that too. Oil, we don't really look at this, but this is a big indicator of kind of where a lot of these prices are going. Oil's up, not too bad, and it was way down. It was way down, which the United States dollar is kind of pegged to oil. They'll never admit it, but it is. But it's up a little bit today. We got gold up, silver up, copper up, platinum up. All the minerals are up today, looking pretty good. So the market itself is looking pretty damn good and pretty damn strong, right? Uh, I need the game rules. Oh man, it's a game, brother. You got to play the game, man. You got to play this game. Learning with y'all. Yo, we're all learning together, Heat, man. This is unprecedented territory for us, right? This is very much unprecedented territory. And anybody who says that they lived through anything like this before in a tariff war and a trade war is fooling themselves, because they really haven't. Because this is it. This is the first of its kind. Yo, what's up, Seiko? What's up? How's your portfolio doing? How's your portfolio doing? How's you and Nancy's portfolio doing? Uh McDonald's, here I come. Yo, you want fries with that? You want fries with that, baby? But stock futures, futures rise a little bit. You know, as traders, as traders access latest tariffs, right? Like we're digesting this, and basically by China raising its tariffs, 100 something percent, it's really completely irrelevant. The tariffs were so high on each other already that any like I said, anytime you get over 100%, it's really irrelevant. At that point, people are just seeing who's got the biggest dick, right? Basically that's all they're doing. Once you get to 100%, they're just seeing who's got the biggest dick. Who can swing at the hardest. That's all. That's it. That's all that's going on. But don't get bogged down into this. All of this, they just passed the shell of a budget, which here in the United States, which will have a bigger impact than 125% tariff that China put on the United States. But I do like. I don't mind this. I don't mind this tariff war going on between the United States and China. To tell you the truth, I wish they dropped the 1.3 trillion dollars in in mortgage-backed debts. I wish they'd drop it right on the market. Bring housing prices down back to the affordable level where average Americans can afford to buy a house. So I don't necessarily think that that's a terrible thing. Coming over here, let's take a look at the stock market because it's important to what's going to happen in crypto. You got Apple digging out of its hole, sitting at $190 right now. This right here is the downturn, right? This right here is when the market crashed out. And Apple is having a hard time, obviously, because it makes a lot of its products in China, right? Well, guess what? Apple's going to have to make a decision. Apple's going to have to make some hard decisions because I don't think that this tariff war between the United States and China is going anywhere anytime soon. So they're going to have to move a lot of that production in India. How fast can they get it over there? How fast can they get it up and running? And what are they going to do with it? Going to dictate the stock price. So going to be interesting to see what the CEO says. But great buying opportunity in Apple at $190. It was at $175 right here, which was an absolute tremendous buying opportunity for Apple if you got in. You have the S&P 500, which is huge. We looked at the pre-markets. Here was the downturn, and here's why I say the market still owes us, because we only got back half of what we lost in the S&P 500. So the market still owes us another half. They still don't owe us another half of an upside move right here. So, will it come today? Will it come? I don't know, but I'm looking for my half. I want my half back. But what I will tell you guys is that I am buying the whole S&P 500 right now, in increments, right? You don't have to go in and drop $5,200 on the stock for the S&P 500. You can go in here and buy this, $20, $30, $40, $50, $1,000 at a time, whatever you guys can afford. But because this is sitting so low and this big downturn happened, and you haven't seen a drop in the S&P 500 this big since all the way back here, and these were COVID days, right? And you look at the RSI is absolutely killing it right now. And this will tell you the further apart these two lines get, the stronger and stronger that particular stock or that particular thing is. And them things are far apart. So, and when they cross, you're on your way. You're on your way up or you're on your way down. But the S&P 500's got a lot of room to grow. So I'm buying the S&P 500. Look at the NASDAQ's the same way. Here's your downturn. You only gave me back half of what I lost. I'm looking for my other half again. So I'm in here. I'm buying the whole NASDAQ, right? Sitting at 18,000 right now. I'm buying this. And these are 3, 4, 5 year plays, guys. I'm sitting there. You couldn't get better prices in this in the 401k, right? If you want to build your own 401k retirement plan right now, you're buying these stocks in their entirety. You look at the Dow, same way, 39,000 right now. Again, gave you back half of what it lost. Common theme here, you're only halfway back. I'm looking for the other half. right? I'm looking for the other half. I want it. You got Nvidia sitting here, absolutely killing it. This was a downturn. I was buying Nvidia at like $89 right up in here during this downturn, sitting at 109 right now. Again, Nvidia is not going nowhere. Nvidia is going to move. No AI moves without Nvidia. That's the beginning, middle, and the end of that discussion. Scottish, what's up, my brother? What's up, my brother? The beginning, middle, end of this NVIDIA discussion is no AI moves without NVIDIA. And, and we all know AI is the next big thing. So in order for it to move, you're going to need NVIDIA. NVIDIA is going to do what NVIDIA is going to do. NVIDIA is probably way undervalued at this point. So, Scottish, glad you're here, my brother. So you guys want to know how to play options on the stock market without actually playing options on the stock market? SQQ. So when you look at this SQQ, right, the S&P 500 we know is built around a lot of the tech stocks, right? So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna look at this, right? You can buy the SQQ right now, $37.85 a share, right? And this is, remember, SQQ is a short on the it's a short on the S&P 500, right? So that means that all of these stocks in here, tech heavy, are actually short in the market, right? So if you don't want to play longs and shorts individual stocks, you can come in here and buy the SQQ. And remember, S means short, right? And then you can buy the TQQ, which think about as tall, right? Think about as tall. You can buy a long on the markets, the S&P 500 right now. So you actually can short and long the market without actually picking individual stocks. Here, this obviously tech heavy stocks in the S&P, and you can go in here, you can buy the stock 4607, 4667, and you can go ahead and long the market. Remember, T means tall, S means short, right? So long in the markets, the T, TQQ, short in the markets, SQQ. I can tell you guys right now, I bought a crap ton of the TQQ. Why not, right? Why not ride it out, right? You know the market's going to go up at some point. You come in here, you buy the TQQ, you sit on it, and you just ride it up, right? You just ride it up. So that's kind of how I'm playing a lot of the stock market right now, and it is what it is, man. I don't know who this dude is, man, but he comes in here all the time talking about views and all. That's from Twitch, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Seiko, Seiko, what's up, man? How's your portfolio looking, baby? But yeah, so let's go ahead. Let's talk about some of this cryptocurrency, right? So where are we at, man? We're in a great spot, right? I'm telling you guys right now, we're in a great spot. Look, we had the fear and greed index way down in the teens, right? On Wednesday when we streamed, it's up to 21 right now. So the market's coming back. We had altcoin season way down at like 13, 14 on Wednesday. We're back up to 17 out of 100. Definitely on its way back up. Altcoin season, I keep telling you guys, I think when Bitcoin gets to about 70% dominance, you're going to see the cryptocurrency market really take off. Fairground, what's going on? Good morning, girl. Good early afternoon to you, my brother. So yeah, I mean, you see the altcoin season slowly starting to come back. The Bitcoin fear and greed, the Bitcoin fear and greed index slowly starting to creep to the upside. So we're in a good spot, right? This recovery, this is a nice recovery that we're in right now. You see the market cap sitting at $2.61 trillion. You can see it starting to come back. Market cap starting to come back a little bit, but of course, the majority of this money sitting in Bitcoin, right? I mean, let's not fool ourselves. The majority of this money sitting in Bitcoin, but the good part about it is it's coming back, right? We're back. I don't want to say we're back, but we're definitely working our way back up to where we were. Gotta get that market cap above $3 trillion. That would be a great comeback to get that thing above $3 trillion and then build some support there. You look at the ETFs. You got Bitcoin losing $154 million yesterday, and Ethereum losing about 38 38 million. So they're leaking a little bit. Not as bad as they were. You see that this was the big sell off right here. Right here, this candle right here. This was the big sell off. You see they're leaking a little bit, but not as bad as they were. I think people are starting to get a little bit more confidence in what's going on. You see the Bitcoin dominance is creeping back up 62.7%. Definitely, I think when we streamed last time it was right around 61. So put another percent on the Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum dominance when we were streaming last time was like 7.8%, down to 7.2%. Ethereum continues to lose market share. Got the rest of the altcoins sitting at 30.1%, which is about up, I think, about 0.1% since last time. So, I don't know. I think the fundamentals are absolutely are looking good. Now, that being said, we're in a news-driven society right now. And it's Friday. So anything can happen, between now and the end of Friday. But I do think that we're on a little bit of a comeback. I think we've either found our bottom or we're close to our bottom. Come over here. You can this further lets me know that we're on our way back up. You got the Ethereum blockchain sitting at number one. It's plus 36% right now on a 24-hour volume. 24-hour volume sitting at 2.6 billion. So definitely ticking back up. Solana back up to number two. It's up 25% right now. 24-hour volume sitting at that $1.8 billion in 24-hour trading volume. Kind of where you want to see Solana is right around 2 billion. And it's slowly starting to creep its way back up there. So I like where Solana is right now. That button, Diddy that button, baby, smack that button. You got BTC, down 16%. I mean BSC down 16%, but still doing just under $1 billion in 24-hour trading volume. That's down for BSC though. You got Base coming in at number four, up 32%, down up to 674 million in volume. Base is starting to slowly creep up. Arbitron, I keep telling you guys to watch out for Arbitron. Arbitron's put a lot of volume through that chain, slowly starting to creep back up, sitting at number five, plus 39%. $638 million in 24-hour volume. And then you got Sui down here at number six. So, the ones couple of them that we talk about, Arbitron and Sui, definitely starting to see an increase in their volume. Look at this Hydra Liquid though, starting to really come back, man. 69%. We talked about this project a little bit. This is at centralized DeFi centralized exchange. So watch out for this one. Can't really use it in the United States, but everybody else is absolutely smashing it. They can put their longs in there. They can put their shorts in there. They can do a lot of stuff over there on that layer one blockchain. So that is absolutely smashing it, and it has been for a while. And I hope somebody emulates it in the and allows the United States workers to use it, because it allows the United States people to use it, because it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Real world tokenized assets. You see Polygon starting to tick up a little bit at plus 21.8%. Watch out for Polygon when we get to the real world tokenized assets, real rollout. I think Polygon's going to play a role there. I think they're going to. That's going to be that's going to be their driver. And if it's not their driver, then Polygon's not going to make it. Avalanche, you're doing this thing, gaming blockchain. So definitely doing good. Francis, I seen you in the chat. What's up, Francis? What's up, my dog? How you been, dog? How you been? Glenn, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, brother. How are you? Francis, how are you, brother? How you been, Francis? But I think that, all of these signs are pointing to a definite positivity in the crypto market. You look at XCN, right? And I've been watching this one for 2 days, right? It's up 84.3%. This thing is absolutely killing it right now. And you got to buy it. A lot of times you got to buy a DeFi because it's hard to find this on a lot of exchanges. But XCN is absolutely killing it right now. 84.3% up. I wouldn't buy into this right now. It's way too that run up is way too far. But yo, it's definitely it's been smoking it. Like, yesterday it was up 60%. So it's put another 20% on the board overnight. Fartcoin coming back at 20%. This one right here, this Fartcoin, it's been holding on kind of like XPX 6900, riding the wave, and not losing a lot on the way down. So one that I'm not in, I'm not invested in, but I'm definitely keeping an eye on it because it's been holding. It's been holding its holders for a minute, and there could be a move. There could be a move there for them. So you got Bitcoin sitting at $82,295 right now. Big push up from last night. Last night when I went to bed, it was like 79,000. So a nice push up. Ethereum sitting at $1,562. We do have a little bit of an article on Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin responds to security concerns over new Petra upgrade. So there, Ethereum's trying to roll out an upgrade to I don't know, make them somewhat competitive in this market that they've botched the whole time, the whole bear market. But now there's security concerns with the network in this new upgrade. So basically saying he's debunking the security thing, the security issues, but says that he's they're working to fix anything that's not going well. Blase blah, blase blah, blase blah. Give you the standard CEO response. No problem here. Don't look here. But if there is a problem, we're gonna fix it. We'll work on it. Blase blah, blase blah. Bottom line is, here's the thing: if there's security concerns, there's security concerns. They'll come out with patches. They'll fix it. The Ethereum people, they're smart enough to take care of that. But the bottom line is, this is the issue when you get behind the eight ball and you have to start rolling out things so fast that to catch up, you're rolling them out fast and they may not be 100% tested, and you're going to go through some of this. BRL Bull Run Life. I got a. Is that a project? Someone's that a project? If it is, I'll look into it. I kind of like the ticker. Kind of like the name. Uh, what do I think? Francis, what do I think the number one meme coin? Uh, what do I think the number one meme coin this year is going to be? I think Pepe is going to have the biggest gains this year. When everything's said and done, I think Pepe will have the biggest gains. Uh, as far as the top meme coins, there's going to be some that come out of nowhere. There's going to be some that come out of nowhere and do insane gains, but you got to really be in the alphas on them. But I do think that Pepe is going to have the biggest gains as far as being the top ones, and I think SPX 6900 is probably going to come behind that. It's probably going to have a big gain behind it. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Summer. Uh, I'm gonna check that out. But yeah, Vitalik Buterin, he's coming out. He's responding to some of these Ethereum prices. So I mean, some of these Ethereum concerns. So we'll see what happens, right? You got XRP back above $2, just above $2. So when I say that the market's only giving you back half of your gains, this is what I'm talking about. Like XRP was around 220, 225, right? Somewhere up in there. So it's only sitting at right around $2 right now. So it's still got room to move up. I can't copy the CA from where I am, Glenn, but we'll see. I wanna see that. I want to 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 see BRL. BRL. Is it this one? It's gotta be this one. It's gotta be this one. All right, Junior, man, have a good one. Francis, you're me too. You think Pepe or are you in bull run right life? Okay, this is it, Glenn. All right, let's have a look. See what the deal is here on this token. Low market cap, 1.5 mil, 1.36 mil. Liquidity, 466K. Not bad. That's not a bad market cap to liquidity ratio right there. Circulating supply, 962K. So really, they probably had about a billion tokens. Holders, 1.12K. That's a nice holder count for the market cap size. With 24-hour volume, 291. Damn, I'd like to see like a K behind that or something. But $291 in 24-hour trading volume. That's got to increase. Yeah. Total supply 962K, which means they probably had a billion and burned some. All right, Elmo. Have a great day, brother. But yeah, volume I'd like to see a little bit better, but definitely looks decent. Chart looks good. Chart looks good. But of course, I always want to see more volume, and that's my thing. I always love to see more volume, more volume, more volume. As a burn every buy and every sell. Yeah, that's why you see. Yeah, Pepe Francis. I think Pepe is going to be the biggest winner here. But okay, so it's got to burn every buy and sell, so the circulating supply will go down every time somebody buys and sells, which is why you want to see that. Which is probably why you want to see that that volume increase as well. So burn that supply. 1.36 billion. I mean million right now. Not bad. Chart looks good. Chart looks healthy. Chart looks healthy. Pulling it back here. See, it looks good. Looks like it went on a nice run. 24-hour volume up. This project will be like really solid. Really solid. 24-hour volume ticks up. Yeah, looks good, man. Nice call. Nice call. I'm gonna look into this a little bit more. Nice call, Glenn. Nice call, Selmo. Looks good. Looks good. B&B doing this thing. Solana doing this thing at 118. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Cardano, 62 cents, hanging in there pretty good. But yeah. So the market itself in general looks pretty good. Let's get over here. Let's look at some of these charts, right? Let's do this. Let's do this. I want to bring up total 3. Let's see where all altcoins are moving today. Definitely to the upside. Got a green candle for the day. Definitely moving to the upside for the total 3. It's in at $747.61 billion right now. You guys know it's that we got to get above this 800 billion mark right here, and then it's at 1.01 trillion is really where you're going to see altcoins really start to take off. So slowly starting to work our way back up here. So you got time. We got time. That's the key here. Is we got time, baby. We got time to get them bags right. If your bags ain't right, let's go ahead and look at Pepe. Look at this beautiful man. Pepe is just sliding sideways, baby. 5068. Look at this. Look at all of this support that is building up right here. Look at that. Look at that support that Pepe is building up. I mean, could you get any better of a support line than that on Pepe? Seriously. Uh, if this thing breaks to the upside, man, with all of this support, this has got this is the floor right here. I believe that this is the new floor right here. As long as nothing catastrophic happens, this is the new floor, right? And obviously we can't predict the markets and what's coming, based off well, where the hell we are in this news cycle, right? But if this thing can hold on right here, we're solid. Look at the RSI, a stochastic RSI. Look at the two lines getting further and further away. This is what you want to see. So this thing is building more and more solid support right now, right here where it's at, man. Pepe's looking like, as long as everything kind of stays where it is, Pepe's looking like it wants to really go. Looking like it wants to do a little something around here. So yeah, I like that. I really like where we are with Pepe, and great support zone right there. Couldn't ask for a better chart right there. You got XLM sitting here at 23 cents. Again, you come down here, you look at the RSI. These lines are starting to move further and further apart. This thing's going to move as well. As soon as the crypto market takes off, this thing's going to go. This thing's going to go. Oh, John Travolta. Swagger. Yo, Pepe chart, man. This be moving like John Travolta. Yo, when that thing takes off, it's going to go. I mean, you look at the support that's there right now, that thing's going to absolutely. That thing's going to. Yo, come back here, man. I keep telling you guys, when you look at the Pepe chart, right? We'll go back to it here. We'll go right back to it, because here's what I see. This is a daily chart, right? Here's what I see, right? Four zeros two. We were already there. We're already there. Touching 4 zeros, almost 403, right? From where we are now, right? From where we are right now, you look at that run back up to 402. Tell me if you ain't licking your chops right now. Tell me if you ain't licking your chops right now. On that chart. Tell me if you ain't looking at. I mean, come on, man. That thing should have you like salivating. It's been a while since I looked up charts. PIP. PEI. My bad. This one, I was in this project before. I was in this project, Francis. PP. I was in this project before. Yeah, it does. Pepe's got you salivating. 4028. Yeah, 4028 was the all-time high. As I said, we're trying to touch that 403. But yo, tell me that thing ain't ready to slingshot back up there. Francis, I was in this project before. PP. I was in there before. 15.2 mil. Here's the problem. Here's your problem right here, Francis. The project itself has a market cap of $15.2 million, right? It's only has $1 million in liquidity, right? So let's say you were in this project and you had a big, huge run up. The price impact you would have cashing out of that, and with the low liquidity sitting at $1 million, you're gonna have all kinds of problems cashing out. That's really the problem, and that's just one of the reasons why I got out of this project right here. I made some money and got out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I made some money, got out, but the problem is the liquidity. There's only $1 million in liquidity. That's the issue, uh, and cashing out of this project along what at the same time that everybody else, all of these 55.8K holders are trying to cash out of this project is going to be a problem. So they got to do something about this liquidity. It makes the chart, that low liquidity makes the chart, run up on small buys. Actually, you can run this thing up because the liquidity is so far off, right? But it doesn't do anything for the holders. It's hard to cash out of that. And look at this circulating supply, 20.6 trillion tokens, right? You get into these trillions of tokens, it's got 7 zeros on it, right? This $1 million in liquidity should scare the hell out of you, Francis. That should scare you. Because even if you were in this project and it busted 2 zeros, right, and you 100x'd it, you couldn't cash out. You couldn't cash all that out. That's a problem. But yeah, XLM doing this thing too. Ready to bust out. Ready to bust out of there. So let's go ahead. Let's get into some of this news, right? This I think is the biggest news in the past 24 hours. President Trump signs a resolution erasing IRS crypto rules targeting DeFi, right? So if you guys remember correctly, on Joe Biden's way out, he signed an executive order making the DeFi platforms basically act as hedge fund managers and needing to report people's activity on DeFi to the IRS. President Trump yesterday signed a bill basically erasing that rule, basically saying DeFi is DeFi, right? Do what you're going to do on DeFi. When you bring it back to the exchange and you cash it out, that's when you're going to have to pay your taxes on it, basically, to keep it short and simple, right? But, obviously you should be reporting your taxes for everything that you do on DeFi, but they're not going to make that. They're not going to make these DeFi wallets, kind of like MetaMask, Coinbase wallet, and all these things. They're not going to make them track you and track your transactions like they would on a centralized exchange or a hedge fund manager. So President Trump signs this regulation, basically allowing DeFi to be DeFi, which is absolutely huge for DeFi and the growth of DeFi. These are the things that we need to see happen, right? Best, especially for a trader standpoint, right? Thanks. No problem, Francis. No problem. That's just my opinion, Francis. But you know what I mean. If you believe in it and you want to stay in it, you can stay in it. But I just I was in that project a while ago. I got out, and that's the reason I got out. Fake Nvidia Hedera news, guys. So here's one of the issues too with a lot of people out here. What they do is they want to hurry up and give you the news, right? Without actually making sure that the news is accurate, right? So I've seen a lot of reports out there the other day where Nvidia and another company, Intel, hooked up with Hedera for an AI partnership. That was fake news, guys. That never happened. Nvidia came out and said, yeah, that's not happening. We didn't do that with HBAR. So be careful with the news that you hear right off the bat. I know that a lot of people just try to get you the news as quick as they could possibly get it to you, but always double check and always verify the news, because you run into situations like this where that news isn't accurate, right? So, another example of why you need to double check your sources before you just go FOMO into anything, right? Because things like this happen, and they happen quite often. But right here, Ethereum's got to upgrade their blockchain. They got to get moving, and they have to fix some of these security problems. But Ethereum's going to be here. I mean, we dog Ethereum. I dog Ethereum. I think Ethereum fucked over their holders, the whole bear market, and they're going to pay the price for it. But I also am not naive enough to think that Ethereum is just going to go nowhere, right? It's going to do something. But I do also believe that XRP will be the number 2 crypto on the board. It will come up here, and it will take over Ethereum's number 2 spot. And a lot of it just is all about lack of innovation from Ethereum. So will that always be the case? I don't know. We're going to wait and see. But I do think that XRP will be the number 2 token on the board at the end of this bull run, at the end of this run that's coming. The super cycle. I still believe we're going to have a super cycle. So I do think that XRP will be the number 2 token on the board for 2 reasons. One, Ethereum's behind on its upgrade, and 2, XRP has a lot of legs behind it for the ISOs and where it's headed. Right. So watch out for that. Tron just continues to hold right there, between 22 and 24 cents. Boy, that thing's acting like a damn stable coin right now. So I right now, that's the best you can ask for. Chainlink, guys, $12.46. I do think that Chainlink right now is sitting at number 12. I think that you will see this project. Top 5 at the end of the bull run. It'll be sitting up in here, top 5. It's too important to what is going on with XRP, XLM, and all the rest of these particular projects in the way that it feeds data. It's too important to them blockchains to pull off CBDCs and cross-border payments and have real-world tokenized assets move across different blockchains. It's way too important for that particular stuff for it to sit down there where it is. Avalanche, I still believe in Avalanche. I still believe that Avalanche is going to be the number 1 gaming blockchain out here when this thing's all said and done. So, we'll watch out for that Avalanche run. HBAR, big believer in HBAR. Working with a lot of governments, working with a lot of things. I think HBAR is definitely going to make a major push to the upside. We talk about this stuff all the time, guys. So this is nothing new to you guys. Pi Network starting to come back a little bit, back up to 60 cents, starting to make a bigger move to the upside right now. It's a little bit red on the hour, but just bare at 0.2%. Right? Can we really call that red? It's about even, right? But making a move back up to the 60-cent level. Pi's got room to run. Pi's definitely got a lot of room to run. Definitely people that have been mining Pi for a long time got KYC, pulled their tokens off of the network, and sold them. And I don't blame them. They've been mining for a long time. So we'll see what the recovery is in that. But it's actually looking pretty strong. Pepe's looking very, very strong this morning, up 1.6% on the day. Holding on to that 6 level, 5068 right now, looking to get back up to that 507 level. When this thing springboards to the upside, guys, and Pepe springboards to the upside, this thing's gonna move. Ondo, this is my sleeping giant, guys. I keep telling you guys, I think that Ondo is going to make a massive, massive, massive move to the upside, and it's going to happen when they release their blockchain. And when that happens, I think, Ondo in the move that it's going to make is probably going to be one of the bigger moves of this bull market right here. This super cycle we're going into, I think Ondo is probably going to be one of the ones you look back at and go, oh my God, I can't believe that thing was sitting at number 33. Right. And that's just my opinion, DG's opinion, not financial advice, not advice for you to buy, hold, or sell anything. But I do think that Ondo is going to be one of these projects that you look at and you go, oh, my God, I can't believe it was sitting at number 33 because this thing made such of a move to the upside. And it's all going to probably happen when that blockchain is dropped. So watch out for Ondo. So with that, guys, I'll tell you, my closing for the day is the market looks really good. The market looks really good. Got to be really happy with where we're at. Don't get bogged down in the mess, right? Yeah, tariffs are here. Yeah, tariffs are coming. Yeah, the market's in a whipsaw right now. It's up, it's down, it's all over the place. You don't know what's left. You don't know what's right. Here's the thing: have your DCA zones ready to go, right? And hit them DCA zones if you're DCAing into a project. Hit the buy zones if you're looking to buy into a project. Before I told you guys I would have held off and not bought anything until we seen how this thing was going to shake out. I think we're back into that buy zone now. I think it's okay to come back in here, start buying some of these bottoms, start really looking at where we're headed. Big watch dude, yo, what's up, though? I think we're back into that zone where we're able to start buying comfortably and really start to look at things and say, okay, where am I going to get in, and what does that look like, right? Uh, I think XRP sitting at $2 and under, we're definitely a buy zone, definitely accumulation zone there. Ethereum it keeps wanting to play around 1,500, but it does dip down to that high $1,400 mark. Definitely buy zone there. I'm buying Bitcoin every time it drops below 80K, whether it's 79,999, 79,8, 77, 76, doesn't matter to me. I'm accumulating a little bit more and more Bitcoin every time it drops below 80K. I'm accumulating Ondo every day. I buy a little bit more Ondo anytime it's under $1. So I think we're back in that buy zone where we can start looking at some of that stuff. So brought up a couple low market cap projects today that were in the chat, and I think one of them looked really good. One of them looked really good, and one of them, Bull Run Life. I'm definitely gonna look at that one. It looks amazing. I need Pepe to get back to the to the 4 zeros. We were just talking about that. Pepe's chart looks absolutely phenomenal right now. Big watch. I think Pepe is going to be the biggest. It's going to take the number 2 spot when it comes to meme coins. I really believe that. The support zone that is building up right now, when that thing goes to move, it's going to be a slingshot. And like someone was just saying, the all-time high on that was 4028, and that slingshot back up to 4028 is going to be epic. If you're buying and accumulating in these zones right now, that's going to be amazing, amazing for you guys. I do want to share with you guys one more thing. We touched on this before, and I just want to touch on this real quick, because I try to give it to you guys in every which way possible that you can get some money. Pax G is Pax Gold, right? So when markets are volatile like this, right, and you're moving money around and you're just not quite sure where the market's going, right? This Pax Gold is tied to the gold price, right? So if you know that a lot of people run to gold in Bitcoin and everywhere else when markets get rough and times get hard, right? Look at this Pax G chart, right? Just over the past week, let's pull it back for a week. You look at this thing over the past week, right? A lot of people are using Pax G as a way to secure some money and make some gains during these downturns, right? Right now it's $3,244, and that's because it's pegged to gold, right? So you can go in and you can buy fractions of this, much like you can buy fractions of Bitcoin. So if you ever are looking for a place to park some money and you're just unsure of the market, but you want the potential to make some gains off of that, don't be scared to utilize something like Pax G, Pax Gold. Don't be scared to utilize something like that. Like, this is it's an underappreciated asset, it's an underappreciated value out here, and it's pegged to gold. So not something to play around with. So LeBron can't down. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good with that joint, man. I'm good with that one, man. But all right, man, we're gonna get out of here for the day. I'm going to let you guys go, but yo, we'll be back at you guys on Monday, man. You guys have a great weekend. And remember, go touch some grass, y'all. Go touch some grass. So we're up out of here, and appreciate every single one of you guys, and we'll be back at you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.